What's going on, folks? Rick here, back with another video, and I just wanted to make a quick first impressions video of the LG V10. And let me get out of the way the things that I don't really like about the phone so far, and the things that I really do like about the phone afterwards. So without further ado, let's get it going. Okay, so some of the things I don't like about the phone. Let me put this down right here. Okay. So first off, one of the things I realized that I don't like about the phone is the dual window functionality. Okay, so if you're coming from a Galaxy S6, a Note, any other Samsung device that has dual window, like you see, they have it here as well. Okay, so you have the dual window functionality here. So if you're picking apps from what LG has pre-installed, then you're fine. However, if you want to use other apps such as social media apps, Facebook, Instagram, if you want to customize this, you do not have the ability to. So the only apps you could realistically choose from are these pre-installed applications right here. One workaround that I found that you could do without actually having to root your phone is obviously if you want to go on Facebook, you will go through Chrome, and then from Chrome you would actually go into just an internet-based Facebook from a web page as opposed to the actual application. So that's one workaround. I've been doing some research online to see if there's anything I could do without having to root my phone, and I haven't really had much success. So most likely to add indefinite number of apps to this dual window functionality, you would have to root your phone, which would void your warranty. So that's something I really did not like about this phone. The next thing I really didn't like about the phone, which was surprising to me, is the heft to it. Now, I do have a case on it right now, but I don't know. I've come from a lot of big phones. I've had the Note 4. I've had the Moto X Pure. I have had a lot of big phones, and for some reason, this phone just feels like it's huge in my hand. When I'm holding it, and I have fairly big hands, when I'm holding it, I could barely wrap my hands around it. I don't know if the, let me take it off this case real quick. I don't know if the steel bezels add a lot of girth to it, but it just feels very big. It's very hard to wrap my hands around it. And very top heavy. It's the tallest phone that's out there right now. It's actually, I compared it to a Note 5 that a buddy of mine had, and it's not tall by a lot, but the Note 5 is a big phone. Everyone that I know calls the Note a VCR. So someone coming from a regular Galaxy S6 or an iPhone or something of that sort will call the Note 5 a huge phone. This is bigger than the Note 5. So it's taller than the Note 5, and it is wider than the Note 5. And I think partly width-wise, not very much, but these steel bezels is what really makes it wider. Height-wise, it is a bit bigger. So I don't know. With that being said, that was an issue for me with this phone. Another issue that I had with the phone actually is the speaker volume. The speaker volume on this, to me, seemed to be not loud enough. It's decent, it's okay, but when I'm coming from phones like the Galaxy S6, which also has a bottom-mounted speaker, it just does not sound as loud as the Galaxy S6. I was kind of disappointed because with all the customization this phone has, the audio customization, the microphone customization, that was something that I really did not like. Unless the video was really loud, the audio was not as loud. Also, in addition to that, I don't have my headphones plugged in now, so you really can't see it, so I'll just explain it. When you're using the hi-fi function, which you need to have headphones plugged in, the volume under hi-fi will only go up to 75%. It won't go up to 100% For what reason, I don't know, but that's the way they set it up. And that seemed to be a little bit of a pain in the ass for me. Now, I just think that LG could have really went a long way without actually adding the second screen right here. It is convenient, but not by a lot. You know, I use it, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I think it would have been a lot better if they would have implemented that on the bottom or on the side somehow, and actually lowered the top portion of the phone where the two cameras would be where they normally would be, actually on this portion, and the phone would be a little bit shorter. I think it would do the phone a lot of justice and it not feel so big. So with just the first display, it's 5.7 inches, which is phablet already. But with that additional display right there, you're talking 5.9, which is Nexus territory. And I think that's why the Nexus didn't do very well, because the phone was just ginormous. It was just a whale. So that's one of the biggest issues I'm having with this right now. So enough with the bad. Let's get into some of the goods about this phone. I thought I would mention, if you purchase your phone now between, I believe it was October 27th and November 15th, LG is offering a promotion, which is a really good promotion. You get a 200 gigabyte SD card, which is huge. So with the built-in 64 gig memory that's actually in the device, you got an additional 200 gigs. So that's 264 gigabytes of memory for this device. That blows Samsung out of the water with anything that they're offering right now. 264 gigabyte is just insane. You could download movies, pictures, applications, you name it. And once you get the Marshmallow update, which should be coming soon, that will become internal memory. So you could download whatever you want on the SD card. So that's good. In addition to that, you get a additional 3,000 milliamp battery and the additional cradle, which actually charges that battery. So, you know, you don't actually have to put the other battery in the phone to actually charge it. It has its own cradle. It'll charge. So I did redeem that through LG. So I'm just waiting for an email back saying that it's on its way. So if you do purchase it before November 15th, you get that promotion. So that's something that was pretty cool. Something else that I really liked about it is actually the front-facing cameras. So let's try to fire that up real quick. Let's see. Let's get out of this mode. Okay, so right now you're seeing my ceiling light right there. So this is the regular mode, and then this is the further away group mode. So as you can see, the two cameras are really good. One for just normal selfies with yourself, and one actually if you're in a group. So that was pretty cool. In addition to that, you have all the manual features. I really won't get too much into that, but you have the camera, which has it's taken from the LG G4. You have the camera with all the manual features. So if you're a photographer, you're really into all that stuff. You could adjust everything from white balance to contrast to everything. And now with the V10, they added those features to video capture. So you're able to adjust video capture just as well as you were able to adjust photo capture with the LG G4. So something else that I like is the interface. The interface is very similar to TouchWiz. Some people don't like it. Some people love it. It's a familiar interface if you had any other LG devices in the past. It has tons of features on it, which is something that I actually like. And I have noticed absolutely zero lag thus far. So at this point, at this stage in the game, no lag on this phone whatsoever. So that's definitely a plus. And then also, even though I was complaining about how big it was, the design, I really like the design of it, the durability of it. The stainless steel bezels look really cool. the camera, the laser autofocus. Something I failed to mention earlier, the fingerprint sensor. It's not as accurate as I thought it would be. So I did have a hard time at certain points in the game is actually unlocking the phone. So now it's doing it, but I found that I had to hold my finger a certain way. I had to hold it, kind of like this bent. If I held it straight, it wouldn't unlock the phone. I had to hold it exactly on there to put as much fingerprint as possible on the phone. So that was a little bit of an issue. And like the new Nexus devices, you just touch this and it unlocks the phone. With this phone, you actually have to push the button to get to this screen, to get to the lock screen, and then unlock it. So it doesn't automatically, as soon as you touch it, unlock the phone. You actually have to push the button or double tap the screen, and then you'll touch it and it'll unlock. Right now it's working fairly well because I've adjusted the way I would actually unlock the phone. But if you're coming from a Galaxy S6 where you just kind of just put your finger on it and it does it about 95% of the time, this I found that it does it. It works well. The ergonomics of it being on the back is really good. I wish all fingerprint scanners would be on the back like that, but it's not one of those 100% of the time fingerprint scanners. It does give error messages every now and then. So let me see if I can try to duplicate that. So let's lock the phone, turn it on. If I put my finger straight, you see I have it on straight like this. It'll say try again. It'll keep saying try again, or sometimes it'll work. But if I hook my finger, like I said, where most of my finger is on it, it'll open right away. So it's just a matter of learning how to use this fingerprint scanner. I just wish it would work all the time, whether my finger was straight or whether it was hooked a little bit like that. But I guess that's just the nature of the beast in regards to this phone. So quick first impressions. I'll do a full review on this phone. Please leave any questions that you may have in regards to this phone. I'm trying to review battery life, but I've only had the phone for 1 day. So far, it seems to be on par with most other phones, with about 4 to 4.5 hours of screen on time. I'll try to put this phone through its paces. So if you have any questions in regards to the V10 before you purchase it, ask me in the comments section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.